Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to my channel. This is Suranjan. Today I'm going to show you a lab on AWS EC2 instance. It is going to be a Linux machine. I am going to show you some of the simple steps where we can connect to a Linux machine using Git. So Git is a repository tool. It's a tool to manage the code which you can install it on Windows machine, and it's kind of terminal that you can use to connect to a Linux machine. The installation is very simple. You can download it from Git website, and once it is downloaded you can just do you can go through a simple click and it will install on your computer. So let's get started. Before we proceed for the lab, I'm going to explain uh, I'm going to explain a little bit about EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, which is nothing but a virtual machine that we use on our day-to-day life. But the only difference is that EC2 is managed by AWS. It is hosted at the AWS data center. You're not going to pay anything for the maintenance. All you need to do is you need to pay as per usage. It's basically they're going to charge you based on the type of EC2 instance that you have launched, or based on the storage, and also based on the CPUs and the number of I mean the size of the RAM that you're using on your EC2 instance. Okay. So this is a short description about EC2, but you can learn more about EC2 if you go to the documentation of AWS. So we are not going to I'm not going to explain more about EC2 in this video. It's only for the lab. So let's go ahead and jump right into the lab. As you can see on my screen, I have logged into AWS free tier account. It's my free tier AWS account. On the top right hand side you see a region. EC2 is a region specific, so you need to launch your EC2 instance on a specific region. Let me go ahead and select the region as US East 1, North Virginia. You can select whichever region you feel like for the lab, not an issue. And then click on services and then click on EC2 under compute. It is taking a little bit of time. Need to wait. Okay, so now we have EC2 dashboard, and then click on instances running. I have one instance which is stopped state and one instance is in terminated state. Now let's click on launch instances. Okay, so we are at step 1. We need to select Amazon machine image. Amazon machine image is an ISO image of an operating system, you can say. It can also be an application server or applications. You can create your own AMI and you can launch it from that. You can launch your instance from that AMI. Okay. So for this lab, I'm going to select a Red Hat for lab. It is going to be free tier eligible. Let's go ahead and select that. And we are at step 2. We need to select instance type. As I said before, AWS is going to charge you based on the type of EC2 that you are selecting. I'm going to select T2 micro free tier eligible, where I get 1 CPU and 1 gigs of memory, and then click on configure instance details. In configure instance details, I'm not going to make any changes here, just to make sure that you have use subnet setting is enabled. That is it, and click on add storage. In the storage, I'm not going to add any additional storage because this is a lab. We can leave root volume as it is and click on add tags. So tag is basically you are giving a name to your instance, right? So you can just type it as name. You can give any name that you would like for your instance. I'll keep it as EC2 and click on configure security group. Okay, so security group is nothing but your firewall for your instance. So it's basically allow you whichever port that you want to open and whichever port that you want to keep for your instance, you can go ahead and you can add it. For an example, if you have a web server, you would allow HTTP port 80 and like HTTPS port 443 and so on. But we are not going to add any port here. I'll just leave SSH port as it is and click on review and launch. You can go through the settings before you launch your instance. If you want to make any changes, you can edit it, and that would do. And then you can click on launch. So here I have to create a key pair. If it is a new instance, you can create a new key pair, or if you have a key pair already stored on your machine, you can use an existing key pair. Let me just go ahead and quickly check if I have any key pair downloaded here. I have 2 key pairs. Let me use RH008. Let's see, I have RH008. If you scroll down, I'm an OPQR RH008. Let's go ahead and select that existing key pair, and you can acknowledge that you have the key pair and click on launch instances. Alright, so I have instances now launching. Click on view instances. Here we can check the status of EC2. It's in pending state. We can wait. It takes hardly 1 or 2 minutes max for the instance to be up and running. So you can refresh this screen and it would be ready within yes, it's changed to running now. Before we connect to the instance, I will show you how you can download Git and install it. You can type it in Google that you want to download Git for Windows. Here you go. You can click on downloads Git and click on download for Windows. So once it is downloaded, you can just you can install it. It'll take hardly 1 or 2 minutes, I believe, to install. Git. Once the Git is installed, you can right click anywhere on the screen and you can see two icons here, Git GUI and Git Bash. That means Git is installed properly on your computer. So what you can do, you can go back to your AWS console, select the EC2 instance here and click on connect. You can go to SSH client and click on this link. As you can see here, this is the link that you need to copy. You can copy it and go to the path where you have downloaded the key pair. Right click on that location and click on Git Bash here. It opens up a command prompt here and you can just copy that URL and hit enter. Yes, I want to continue. Hit enter and that is it. You have logged into your Linux machine and you can verify or you can install your Apache or anything that you want to do. It's just a Linux machine, virtual machine that you have logged in. Alright, so these are the simple steps that you need to follow in order to launch your EC2 instance. It's not that difficult. Once the lab is complete, you can always go back to your instance and you can terminate it if you don't want it. It is always recommended to terminate because AWS might charge you for elastic IPs or storage. Even though they say that it is free, but they might charge you for the storage as well as for the other resources that you're using. So it is better to terminate it. You can highlight your EC2 instance, click on instance state and click on terminate instance and click on terminate. Alright, so your instance is terminated. So this is all about the lab. I'm sure that you all definitely like this video. If you like it, hit like and subscribe to my channel. I'm coming up with more videos on AWS Labs and I'm planning to complete all the labs in AWS, which is going to be helpful for experienced people and also those who are aiming for the certification. It is going to be helpful. So stay tuned. Have a great day. Thank you.